I just tweeted about it. Like, it's going to be complete mayhem for an hour.
Yeah, it will be.
When the day is long and the night is yours alone. Hold on.
And that's the podcast intro.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is that football show. We are ready to lay face down and accept that God is going to take us now.
It's that football show here on KC Sports Tower. Tucker Franklin hanging out with Matt Verderame, trying to figure out what happened in the Chiefs Thanksgiving Day loss. Well, yeah, okay, that's fair. We have figured out what's happened, but we are here to bitch and complain about it a little bit more. Hope you guys are in the mood for bitching and complaining. That's kind of what we do on that football show, actually, now that I think about it. And literally every episode we bitch and complain about stuff. So hope you guys are ready. Hope you guys are buckled in. Matt, how was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, it's awful, actually, as it turns out. Oh, I can't wait for the Chiefs to ruin Christmas, too. I stayed home because I had to work, which is including watching this team.
Yeah.
Which I feel like at this point, I deserve hazard pay. Like
workman's comp, maybe?
Something. Like a mental health coupon or something. Like something.
A voucher?
Yes, like I feel like I should be able to go into like a pot belly and they're just like, I just go in. I'm like, I have to watch the Chiefs for all. No, all right, it's free.
Oh, yeah.
We're
come on around. Go to the other end.
Extra avo for this guy sandwich, free.
Uh-huh.
You know? No, it was fine until 3:30 Central. And then you're watching the game and it started out really well for them.
Mm-hmm.
But by the time they got down 17-14, I was like, okay, this is just going to be how it is with them. Like, it's going to be a shit show for 4 quarters, and you just don't know. Like, are they maybe going to have enough here to pull this thing out? Like, that's pretty much the only question I had, and the answer is a resounding big, fat, giant no. They're not going to pull it out because they apparently don't understand how to cover a slant or how to rush the passer. First on good news was Charles Menahue's still alive. Hadn't seen him in about 2 months. Got to see him take a personal foul. It was great. And then like incredulously complain about it. And then they show the replay and he basically threw himself like a cruise missile at Dak Prescott's head. It's like, yeah, Charles, that's a penalty, bud. They're going to call that 100 times out of 100.
Can't do that.
Yeah. But yeah, no, man, it sucked. How was yours?
Look, yeah, I think I'm kind of in the same boat. It's pretty good until 3:30. We hosted our Thanksgiving here. I was tweeting out pictures of our bird and the process of the bird and everything.
That turkey got off easy. Didn't have to watch the Chiefs.
It did, man. That turkey did get off easy. I'm jealous of that turkey.
That turkey got the sweet release of death before the Chiefs game, which honestly is a gift.
Yeah. But look, there's a lot of thoughts and feelings about this game that I've had. And really, I think the general sentiment is it just kind of seems like, Matt, I don't know if you get this vibe too. I think you do. It just kind of seems like this was it. It just kind of seems like this game was...
Feels like it.
Was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, let's say.
Yep.
This game also is so frustrating in the sense of they had every opportunity to win this game. And don't they, in all of their losses that they've had, in all of their losses, they've all been the exact same thing. It is like watching the same thing over and over and over, and then when you get to the podium, it's the same thing over and over and over, and I think that's what's so maddening. I think that's what has me so frustrated about this, Matt, is that I'm watching this game. Patrick Mahomes goes 23 of 34, 261, 4 touchdowns.
He was great. He played great.
He played great outside of...
Couldn't ask of him to play any better.
There's a small stretch in the third quarter where it was just like, what are you doing? You know, even on the drive where he takes that sack at the very beginning, but then eventually leads them all the way down to score a touchdown. Like he does some of those things in these games, right? Where you're just like, what? That's a kind of an uncharacteristic mistake from you. And then he goes and then leads a crazy comeback drive, right? He was phenomenal. in this game. He's got guys letting him down all over the place, guys on the field and off the field letting him down all over the place. And that is a constant. That is a constant this year, is that Patrick Mahomes is going to put up some pretty crazy numbers, but then they're going to get just an insane amount of penalties, an insane amount of self-inflicted wounds. There's going to be drops. There's going to be anything you could think of. 5 of 13 is what this team was on third down. On the other side of the things, Dallas was 9 of 16. So pretty big there. Also, there's some fourth down decisions that were pretty mind-boggling.
Oh my god!
Before do you want to get into the minutia details of that, or do you want to go minutia somewhere else? Because I could go on and on about these fourth down calls. Truthfully,
look, I mean, we could definitely get that. I would just personally lead with the fact that, like, I know there are people who are going to look at the score and are going to say, "Well, Chiefs offense did their job," and I'm here to tell you, like, no, they didn't. Okay,
I mean.
Yes, they scored 28 points, and like that's a good output. Like nobody's going to argue 28 points is not a decent output. I got to say that's an average day for Dallas's defense. Like statistically speaking, that is an average game.
Yeah,
that is not a good day for Kansas City. Kansas City should have been in the 30s against this team. Okay, and they weren't, because in the second and third quarters they went 7 plays, 29 yards punt, 8 plays, 16 yards punt, 3 plays, 5 yards punt, 7 plays, 19 yards punt. That's what they did in the second and third quarters of the game. That's what they did. I got to tell you, you're not going to fucking win the game.
No.
Like, you're just not. So yes, in the latter stages of the game, you know, in the fourth quarter, they had 3 drives. They scored on 2 of them. They had touchdowns. And obviously in the first quarter, they were excellent offensively. They scored 2 touchdowns. The middle portion of the game, didn't play football. Yeah. Like, I mean, that's all great and well, but like, you're getting killed and you're not doing anything against a team that just sucks. And by the way, might I add, and like, by the way, Dallas does suck. Outside of those receivers and the quarterback. Like, the quarterback and the receivers are really good.
The defense is horrid, truthfully.
That team's awful, man. Like, and spare me the whole, like, I saw enough people already nationally who need to have their credentials revoked, who are like, well, they're better defensively. No, they're not, bro. Like, Quinn Williams is terrific. Yes. Quinn Williams had a minor impact on that game today. Like, correct. The Chiefs cannot catch the ball. They take a million penalties. And look, I'm just going to say it right out front right now. Anybody who wants to sit there and blame the refs in this game,
get out.
I get it. I don't agree with the second hold on Simmons. I thought one of the McDuffie calls was weak. I actually thought the worthy PI call was a PI. He ran right into the guy and shot. Like, they're going to call it.
I thought the corner initiated the contact, truthfully, so that's why I didn't like it.
And that's fine. Like, people are going to, and that's fine. I know I'm probably the minority there. But my point is, like, you know what? If you're a good team, you overcome it. And by the way, go watch the Hollywood Brown touchdown where Wanya Moore suplexes a guy. Okay, it's one of the most egregious holds of all time. And they call. So, like, I don't care. I don't care. They didn't lose the game because they lost for a million other reasons we're going to get into. But what I was going to say is, look, in the second and third quarter, the Chiefs started those drives. One drive on their own 24. Okay, you're somewhat backed up.
Mm-hmm.
Start their drive to 32-yard line. Now, like, okay, it's not a great field position. If you move the ball 35 yards, you're in field goal range.
Yeah.
Right? Do nothing. Then the third quarter, they started at the 46-yard line and couldn't figure out a way to get in field goal range. Couldn't do it. Okay. And then on the last drive of the third quarter, they started at the 37. Like, 3 of those drives started outside of their own 30, and they couldn't go 30, 35 yards to get a field goal. Couldn't do anything. I mean, the offense sucked. The defense, listen, I don't even think I have to give an explanation. The defense is just can't get a pass rush, can't get home. Bolton looks like me in coverage. Like, the some of the calls, and I am always be a big Spags guy. Some of the calls are just mind-numbing. Now, I also understand, to be fair to Spagnuolo, when you are this anemic with a 4-man pass rush, you're just tough. Chasing your tail the whole game because you have to do something. And so when you're blitzing 5 and 6 guys, I mean, it's math. Like, you're taking guys out of the back end. There's more space. Like, but Jalen Watson, who I have an affinity for, he's a terrific buddy. Get on the inside shoulder of George Pickens and take away his slant. Like, I don't know what else to tell you here. Make him beat you. But Chamari Connor's in man coverage on CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb threw up his hand before he even started running the route.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I'm open, throw it. Mike Edwards is out there. Like, and that's not on Spags. That's roster construction. Like, they were just out of guys. it's just bad football, man. 10 penalties, well over 100 yards. It's like, okay, great. Well, you're going to, they had opportunities to take the ball away from Dallas. At the end of the game, can't do it, can't function. It's like, all right, well, you're going to lose. You're going to lose those games. And they did.
I want to stick it with the defense because there are some very frustrating things about the defense. And I got grilled for this on Twitter a little bit, talking about Nick Bolton's dropped interception because people are like, oh, you can't really call that a drop. But you can. And I did, actually. If you go back and look in the tweet, I did call it a drop, so I can call it a drop. And that wasn't the only, like, there's blatant. I get so frustrated talking about these turnovers, and like they have opportunities to get turnovers and they don't capitalize on them, which is the difference between this year's team and last year's team, right? This year's team and last year's team, they lived in the positive margins so much. Last year's team did. This year's team cannot be in the positive margin at all. They had the opportunities you brought up at the end of the game, an interception that ricochets off of, I think, every single Chief on the field.
It was like a pinball game.
Yeah, no, they don't come down with it. There is a loose football on the field with 4 Chiefs around it, and not one of them falls on it. Turpin runs from probably the other opposite sideline and lands on it, and that's the difference in this game, really. Because if they don't allow the Cowboys to score there, they have a very real possibility of going down and taking the lead back in that game, or it doesn't become a two score game at that point, right? I think is what it was at, but. They end up with a field goal, yes. So there's a fumble. They end up with a field goal. This is right after the Chiefs punted, 3-and-out punt.
Right.
It ends up in a field goal for Dallas. If they get the ball back, they drive down and score a touchdown the next drive when they have the ball. So if they don't have Dallas put 3 points on the board, game's tied is what you're looking at there with Dallas getting the ball back.
Yep.
But I don't know how you would have felt, Matt, because if you brought up the 2 corners, this was probably Trent McDuffie's worst game I've probably ever seen him play. Yeah, he was toasted by George Pickens, by
he looked
CeeDee
like
Lamb, anyone.
He looked like Phillip Gaines.
It was rough. It was
unbelievable how bad he was. Yeah, he got killed.
And CeeDee Lamb sunned him all the way down the field. And CeeDee Lamb's like also not very big either. So it's like, okay, size-wise, that matchup kind of makes a little bit more sense. But CeeDee Lamb's ball skills are astronomically better than Trent McDuffie's ball skills. And that was a huge problem.
In that game, which is insane because listen, Trent McDuffie is one of the best 5 corners in the NFL, and he got killed the entire game.
Yeah,
there's so much that goes into this, and like I don't blame it. Like, look, Spags has got to have McDuffie win those matchups, or at least be like even up, and that's on McDuffie. He played like crap. But to me, kind of digging into the details here. Look, a couple things. First of all, defensively, I mean, they were just abominable on 3rd down. Just could never get off the field. Couldn't do anything. Every single time it was 3rd down, no matter what it was like, oh, hey, look at that. They scored again. Like, I mean, they just could not do anything on 3rd down in that game. And a big reason they can't do anything on 3rd down is if you go back and watch, cut it up, watch 3rd downs. They had the blitz. Basically every 3rd down because they just cannot get home. And like I'll just like I'm not ready to do the whole like what's their off season going to look like. We got plenty of time for that.
Oh, we'll have a lot of off season podcasts.
Yes, we will. But I'm going to tell everybody right now. Like I'll give you a little preview. This off season, their D line, that room should be. I mean, the purge should look like a day of tea compared to what that D-line room should look like after this year. It should be Karlaftis, Jones, Norman Lott, and Gelati, and that is it. Everybody else on that D-line should be good. And Gelati's not been any good either. But, like, he's on the team. He's a rookie. Fine.
Yeah.
Everybody else, with no exception, should be gone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I literally, I'm not exaggerating, cannot remember the last time a D lineman not named Karlaftis or Jones has done anything on this team. It's got to be weeks. I can't.
Tershawn Wharton, that was the last time.
Okay, so last year.
Yes.
It's unbelievable. Charles Amena, who's out there 50 snaps a game and does nothing. It's he's the offense's version of, or the defense's version of like MVS from a couple of years ago. Yeah. Just run wind sprints the entire game. Like, all right, great. Mike Dana is one of the worst players in the NFL this season. How many does he have 10 tackles this year?
Let me do that. Let me check real quick.
I will be stunned if he has 10 solo tackles on the season. There's no way.
He had 1 tackle against. Wow, I don't think he has 10 total tackles.
God, he's so bad.
Yeah, that's brutal.
I mean, okay.
He has 14 total, 4 solo.
Four solo tackles. Like,
yeah.
He's on a defensive line. Like, so he can just run into him occasionally and get a solo tackle. He is on a $24 million contract right now. So you got to start there because that is the genesis of all the problems that this team's having on defense. When, it's kind of like in baseball, if you can't get your leadoff guy out and you start out and you're just 1 out, nobody on, 1 out, nobody. Hey man, guess what? Your guy, the 3 and 4 hitters, they're going to suffer because that pitcher is just going to pitch differently. Like, why the hell would I challenge you? Why am I challenging Aaron Judge with nobody on base?
Right.
For what reason? I mean, unless I'm
it's the Bobby Witt problem, man. You're preaching to the Royals choir right now. They don't have a leadoff hitter, but Bobby Witt gets all this stuff.
Like, you're not going to pitch. Why would you pitch the Bobby Witt with 2 out, nobody on? Why?
Yeah.
You'd be the dumbest person alive. And I feel like that's the same thing here. Like, if you don't ever have to, if you're a quarterback playing against Kansas City, you never have to throw into a tight window because you sit there for 5 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
You wait till some guy gets open.
A window will be open, yeah.
Or, hey, I'll just check down to whoever the hell Nick Bolton's assigned to cover. Because Nick Bolton runs like he has 2 broken ankles in coverage. It's every game. It's every game the same thing. You just watch them just amble around and they can't. And it's to a point where, like, that part of, I don't blame Spags for any of that. Like, he's not drafting these guys. He's
True.
not signing them. He's not. And but I will say this part I will say about Spags quickly. I don't understand what the hell the process is in terms of the personnel usage.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that Cook got hurt. They had to bring in Edwards. I get it.
Right,
okay,
right.
fine. But, like, can anyone explain what the hell is going on with Noah Williams and Christian Fulton? What is happening?
That is the most bizarre thing that's happened.
What the fuck are you doing? Like, can you pick a guy and play him? Like, what is this? So they play Buffalo, and Williams, I believe, at 44 snaps in that game.
Yep. Career high.
They go to the bye.
Mm-hmm.
They come out of the bye. He literally doesn't play against Denver. They're like, all right, he's garbage. We're never going to play him again.
Yep.
And then Fulton plays in that game, at least some, like more than he had. He was active.
Mm-hmm. For the first time ever, by the way. This is the first time he ever played for the Chiefs.
Correct. Oh, he's played 27 snaps the whole year. Okay. So then they go to the Colts game, and I want to make sure I'm accurate with this, but they go to the Colts game, and see, you're going to find okay. Noel Williams did not play a snap in that game.
Correct.
They were just like, don't need him. Like, saw him against Buffalo. Apparently just never going to see him again. Just not a real human being anymore. So you're like, oh, so then Christian Fulton got 2 snaps? He got 1 snap in that game. Like, What are you doing? And it's like, oh, well, then they played Christian Roland Wallace. And I mean, okay. But, like, Trent McDuffie is, even with today withstanding, like, he is the best slot corner in the NFL.
Yeah.
They have just utterly decided not to do that. They're like, nope, Shamari Connor, Christian Roland Wallace, like fucking Matt Verderame, George Washington, whoever the fuck's available. Like, it doesn't matter. Never going to play in the slot again. So they can, I mean, Shamari Connor is getting roasted to death out of the slot by CeeDee Lamb. That she's like, it's fine. It's fine. It's cool. Because Trent McDuffie's out in the perimeter. We're fine with that. Like, what are you doing? What are you? It's like playing Bobby Witt at catcher.
Right.
What are you doing? It's just mind numbing, but they do it every game.
It is so frustrating, this defense. And you mentioned the Nick Bolton, and you know what they always say is if you got a linebacker who can't really run side to side and can't really cover, and sometimes he blitzes. When he blitzes, he can get home, but a lot of times he's not really getting home, and he's going to get blown up in the hole by a fullback. You got to give him a 3-year, $45 million contract. You just have to do that. Especially in today's NFL, you know, where they're running the ball 35 to 60 times a game. You got to make sure you pay that guy. Yeah. So they got problems on the defensive side of the ball. They're just, and here's the thing, Matt. This is what we talked about coming into the season. They clearly took a talent step back, I think, on the defensive side of the ball.
Yes.
And
yes.
like that's what we talked about, is like that they took a talent step back, obviously, with the way that they lost Justin Reed. Justin Reed got a pick six. Was that last week? The first ever pick six in his career. Shout out Justin Reed.
Yep.
Good for him.
It was on the record last year many times. I would have paid him over Nick Bolton.
Yeah.
So that but 9 times, like would have paid Justin. He's better than Nick Bolton. I don't care that he's a safety.
Right. He's probably a little bit more leadership wise. I think might have been a little bit better for that defense as well, and that seems to be pretty evident currently. That maybe the leadership that they have right now in that defense isn't quite coming through the way it should.
Let me ask you. Okay. If you were in Brett Veach's chair, what would you like? Realistically, within reason for the defense next year?
Yeah.
Which guys would you like? Some of which you don't have a choice, contractually, whatever. But who would you bring back? I mean, meaningful, not like some bozo who's like the 8th linebacker, like guys like actually playing. Who would you bring back, and who would you bring back and feel good about bringing back?
That's a good question.
FAU?
No. You're talking just front set. Are you talking front 7, or are you talking the whole defense?
The whole defense.
Okay. Because I think
bring back, and who would you bring back and be like, I'm happy I'm bringing this guy back?
There's an interesting conversation to be had about Jalen Watson. And I think Jalen Watson could be one that I would be like, okay, I would feel okay. His price tag, I'm going to be interested to see how his price tag is. The McDuffie conversation is going to be interesting, especially after today's game. I think that it could be a bargaining chip for one side of the negotiation. I'd be like, well, hey, look at this.
His agent walks into Beach's office, and Beach is just playing that. I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, oh, sorry.
He's getting the minimum.
Yeah, you're right. League min. But you can tag. You have 2 more years of control with McDuffie too, with the 2 tags. So like that's not that big of a deal. I think that Watson is an interesting conversation to have. Here's the thing too: is they're also like $1 bajillion over the cap right now, which is super fun.
They can get under it pretty easily, but
for sure. Yeah, Mahomes restructure would give them a whole lot.
There will be a few players who are released at the end of the season that'll save them some money.
Yeah, Mike Dana, Juwan Taylor, Drew Tranquil. Yes. Oh, dude, his fall off has been crazy.
You want to talk about? So I was about to say, listen, nothing but love for Drew Tranquil.
Sure,
it's over.
Yeah. Like, it comes for us all, man.
Nothing but right. I am ready to pass. He has a long life ahead of him, hopefully, God willing. But his football, it's over. Like Drew Tranquil at this point, to be fair to him, if he played in like a reduced role, could be useful. But he's playing 90% of snaps.
Maybe he's linebacker 4.
Like right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Like he's coming in on like certain situational things.
Yeah,
like, he's not.
Leo Chanel, maybe? I think Jalen Watson and Leo Chanel probably be the only 2 that I'd be like excited to, or like try to bring him back.
Okay, so I'm talking like for me, I'm thinking like I'm including everybody in the roster. So like I would look at like Karlaftis.
Oh, gotcha.
And I know you and I are a little different on Karlaftis, and Karlaftis today was like
I didn't know he was active, to be honest.
You did. At one point I was like, is George Karlaftis, did he miss the flight or something in this game? Like where the hell is George Karlaftis?
Yeah.
I feel like Karlaftis, if I'm having an honest conversation about him, is a good player. He's not a great player. He's not a very good player. He's a good player.
Sure.
And if he's got another guy or 2 on the line wrecking havoc, he's really effective. But like he can't be the main driver of the defensive line. That's a problem.
Yep.
Chris Jones, I don't care what anybody says. I've watched this guy. Chris Jones is still really good. By the way, Chris Jones is blowing up plays today left and right. It just didn't matter because nobody else does anything.
Correct.
But like those 2 guys bringing them, and I actually even say, I thought Norman Lott was very enticing before he got hurt. So, like, I'm bringing those 3 guys back, and I'm happy about it. I'm bringing back Ashton Gelati, and I'm just bringing back Ashton Gelati. The same is true of Nick Bolton. Like, I'm excited about Nick Bolton, like 6 games a year, where he is great against the run and he's just downhill. And like Nick Bolton is not a terrible player. He's just a very limited player. Like
Right.
what he's good at, he's really good at. But like what he's not good at, oh my God.
He is really not good at.
I would bring back Leo Chenal and feel fine. Like I would be like over the moon, like that's fine. McDuffie, look, I know he stunk today, but like he's Trent McDuffie. I'm bringing him back. I would be happy bringing back Jalen Watson. Like those two guys had a bad day today. Like Jalen Watson's a good football player. I'd be happy bringing him back. I'll tell you what, I'd be happy bringing Brian Cook back. Like I think Cook has played better this year.
He's been better than Hicks has this year.
Yeah, and like here's the thing, right? Like if Cook is your best safety, that's probably not good. If Cook is just like the second best safety on your team, okay, fine, right? But I'm getting rid of Fulton.
Yeah, get him out of here.
I'm getting rid of Tranquil. I already mentioned all these guys in the D line. They're gone. Yeah. These guys are gone, man. I am done. And by the way, if they let Cook go, like I'm not having an aneurysm over it. But like I personally, like if they get him at a decent rate, like I'd bring him back. But the point I was driving at is, but I got to tell you, that's a lot of spots that you got to figure out what the hell you're doing.
Right. Yes.
That is a lot. Okay. Because I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Because Noah Williams, like, is he just going to play or did they like draft him to just like fill a uniform? Like, I don't know what's going on there. The D line, if they have one big swing in free agency this year, it's got to be there. I don't care who it is. Like, maybe in all seriousness, do you give Trey Hendrickson like 3 and 100?
Well, they literally right now have a contract on their books for a defensive lineman over 30 that is not aging great. I don't think, in my opinion, because he has got $45 million on the books next year. I don't know if they'll do it again for another defensive lineman over 30, but they need someone who is good.
So here are the guys right now that would be like big name edge rushers. Trey Hendrickson's clearly the best one. Jalen Phillips is out there. Big thing with him is health.
Yeah.
Kiwity Pay, who's a good player, but like kind of like more Karlaftis than he is like big. Adafe Owe, who's again like good.
Right.
And then you get into like the John Franklin Myers of the world, Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, Hassan Reddick, those types of guys. I mean, there are some other ones out there as well, but like, look, and maybe, where they probably won't pay Henderson, but maybe like, do you swing a trade? You got to do something. They
might have to. Here's the other problem though, is they have 6 draft picks.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Picking 14th right now, by the way.
It's a good spot.
I mean, look, they might be able to get a good player at 14. Might be able to get a blue chip at 14.
Now, on the other side of the coin, quickly, offensively, we went through the whole exercise, but
that was fine.
Do you agree with my opinion that they don't need nearly as much on offense?
Oh, God, no, yeah. They probably just
need a running back.
They need a running back, and I think you're probably maybe another wide receiver, and running back, wide receiver.
Number 2 receiver and a running back.
Yeah, I think they're fine on the offensive line. Maybe, I mean, if you want to be picky, you would want another swing guard besides Caliendo, but like that's being picky, right?
And you'd want a swing tackle because Taylor's gone. So like, you got to try to fortify the depth. But
that's
like,
a pull.
But like offensively, to me, if they can get explosiveness in the backfield, they're fine. Their biggest problem offensively is like, is anyone alive designing plays for this team? Like, what is happening?
Right.
But see, to me, offensively, it's more a scheme problem.
Yes, 100%.
Because Mahomes, if there's a silver lining out of this year, it's 2 things. Left side of the line's playing really well. Yeah. Like, Suamati is, like, he's the guy at left guard over. He's been awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And Simmons, when he's healthy, he's been great. Simmons blocked the guy so effectively today, they called the hold on him because the referee was like, I don't think it's possible to block somebody that effectively without holding. Like, I like it dope in real time. I was like, oh, yeah, he held him. Then I saw the replay, and I'm like, no, he didn't. Like, he just destroyed that guy so effectively. I think the official saw it. I was like, oh, my God, it's foul. But, like, the left side's good.
Mm-hmm.
And Mahomes, like, he didn't play well against the Bills. He was very up and down, I felt like, against Denver and at times Indy. But, like, overall, Mahomes has played really well this year.
Yeah.
Mahomes is going to throw for like 4,500 yards and over 30 touchdowns. Like, Mahomes is not their problem. Like, he's been really, really good. And he's even trying to go down the field.
Right.
But it's like their scheme is just also Xavier Worthy, buddy. So, like, spatial awareness at some point.
I understand he's got injuries going on, but like some of those are not
Is he injury to his
issues.
eyes? Like, what the hell's happening?
Brain.
He caught that deep ball, and I'm like, oh, he's gone. And then he just like, he turned for like Frisco. I was like, what the hell is he doing? Like, just, my God, how do you not see that?
Yeah.
The man has the vision of Trent Richardson. But
Drunk.
Yeah,
I said that.
yeah, but it made it be accurate. But I feel like offensively, if they had explosiveness at the running back position, like, they're fine.
Yeah.
I mean, personnel wise, scheme wise, they got to figure. Like,
Yeah.
they need to look, man. If they get into the draft and free agency and they don't fortify, if they're just like, what would be great here? Like a fourth corner, I'm going to lose my mind. Like, go out and get somebody, and they got to reshape the roster. They do, and there's no shame in that. Like, this group that they've had for years has been unbelievable. It's one of the best teams of all time. But there does come a point where you've milked it dry, man. Like, there's nothing else you can get, and
right.
I don't know how you could look at this team, even if they end up making the playoffs, even if they get it together somehow. Like, how do you look at this team and say, oh, yeah, this is what we need to be going forward?
Yeah.
Every team's got its expiration day, man. Every single team. And they've hit theirs. Like, this team, now, they haven't hit it in totality. I mean, Mahomes is 30. But, like, this iteration of this team,
right,
it's over. The only question I think that's really interesting going forward offensively is, like, what happens with Kelsey? Because Kelsey's actually been very good this year.
He's still on pace for 1,000, isn't he?
Listen, to be fair to Travis Kelsey, like, he's having a really good season. He had 45 catches and 45 yards and a touchdown today. Like,
a phenomenal touchdown catch, by the way. It was a great catch.
It should have been interference. Guys all over him. But
yeah,
he's got 719 yards. Like, he's probably going to be an all-pro this year, man.
Yeah.
So, like, if I'm the Chiefs, I'm like, you want to come back for a year? Here's going to be the rub, though, with this. They cannot give him like 1 year and $15 million.
No,
like,
it's gotta be hometown discount.
Well, it's gonna have to be that, or they're gonna have to sign it for 2 years.
Oh yeah, I guess I could do that. Yeah.
Or like slap some void years on it or something. They're gonna have to, they cannot be like, hey, 1 in 15, good. Like,
right.
It's gonna have to be like 2 in 20, and kind of a winking and nod, like, hey man, like, we'll get you the money. Like, we'll make it work, but you're taking a $5 million cap hit this year.
Yeah.
And look, to be fair, if you're Travis Kelsey, honestly, and I don't want to speak for the man, maybe he's like, yeah, you know what? Like, I think I'm pretty good financially between my upcoming nuptials and the money I've made over the years. Like, I'm probably all right. Like, I just want this team to be as good as it can be at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to tell you, man, he's still a meaningful player. Like, they need him, like, to come back. If he didn't come back, it's Noah Gray and Jared Wiley. Not feeling awesome about that.
Bob Tunyon. Bob was only on the year deal, so Bob's probably going after this.
Bob is headed for the hills, man. So
yeah,
Bob has done absolutely nothing this entire season.
Yeah, and I'm blaming that on the scheme. Okay, but before we get to
if the goddamn scheme would get figured out, Bunyan's got 1,000 yards in.
I know, dude. This is fucking A.
How pissed off was Tanya when they went 4th and 1 to Wiley?
He's like, he's been inactive all year. He's like, I'm the one that's been active.
I'll tell you, I said this to you off the air. When they threw that ball, and that ball left Mahomes' hand, I was like, if he drops this ball, they should cut him tonight. Like,
leave him in Dallas.
Oh my God, man. Like, just the fact that they even called that play on 4th and a foot is just. I mean, I know it worked, and so I'm sure Andy went in the locker room after that game and, like, in a quiet moment, was like,
"Let me double check something.
I know we suck.
God damn it!
But tell you what, that's a sweet call. We're going back to it in another huge moment later on."
Do you know why they called it to Jared Wiley? Jared Wiley's from Texas.
That, honest to God, probably is why.
And he went for the feel-good story on 4th and 1. And then 3 plays later said, I'll punt it. That was...
We got to get in that. I don't know if we got to take a break.
We do have to take a break, but let's take a break first.
We'll get into 4th down here. When we come back, I'm going to be with a bottle of Clorox as we talk about this.
Not actually. I want the people of YouTube to know, not actually Clorox. I just need YouTube to know that. Do not demonetize us for that. All right, let's take a break. Before we do, help yourself feel better by helping kids in the Kansas City area. Our Solar KC raffle is live right now. We only have until December the 4th to get in and get some tickets. 1 ticket for $10, 5 tickets for $25. 15 tickets for $50, and 50 tickets for $100. Link is in the description. With that $100 option, too, you get a paid year of KCSN.com. All kinds of great prizes between signed jerseys, signed mini helmets. We got signed movie posters, Mike Tyson signed boxing gloves with a Punch-Out poster, Keanu Reeves, Michael B. Jordan, Taylor Swift signed vinyl. We got a credit for tickets for less over there from our friends at Holiday Distillery Bourbon Pack, which you'll probably be needing if you're going to watch any more Chiefs games. But make sure to go check that out. GiveButter.com/KCSNSoul, or you can Venmo KC Sports Network. Through December the 4th, we'll be taking those tickets. So make sure to get in. All of the proceeds, I should mention this, all the proceeds go towards buying presents for Operation Breakthrough's Christmas store with our friends at Dick's House of Sport over there in Leawood. We do appreciate all of those contributions. I know that this time of the year has not been normal for a lot of Chiefs fans. It's usually a lot more cheery, a lot more upbeat, but hopefully helping us help some kids in the Kansas City area will help you guys out. So we really do appreciate that. Go check that out. Links in the description. We're going to take a break. On the other side, we got to talk about special teams. Matt, honestly, we've kind of talked about this game a lot longer than I thought we would. Because I thought we would have a lot more time to talk about the other games going on, but there just keeps being things that have pissed me off about this game.
We could talk about this game for 4 hours.
We probably could. But we got to take a break, pay some bills. We'll be back right after this. Chiefs.
Just a short drive from Kansas City. Experience the history, the heritage, and the bourbon at Holiday Distillery. Tour Missouri's oldest distillery, where real Missouri bourbon is made the old-fashioned way. Walk the grounds, taste the tradition, and take home a bottle of something special. Make the trip, sip the story. Holiday Distillery, Weston, Missouri. Book your tour at holidaydistillery.com.
Missouri, big news. It's almost your turn to get in the game because DraftKings Sportsbook is coming to the Show Me State on December 1st. Soon you'll get fast payouts when you win, a safe and secure app that's easy to use, and promos that keep the action going all season long. No wonder it's America's top-rated sportsbook app. The countdown is on. New customers can sign up right now and score $300 in bonus bets on launch day. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code KCSN. New Missouri customers sign up today and score $300 in bonus bets once we're live. That's code KCSN. The crown is yours. In partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus, physically present in Missouri. Eligibility and restrictions apply, subject to regulatory licensing requirements. Bonus bets are not withdrawable and expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
My name is Terrell Jolly. A lot of people call me TJ, founder and CEO of Integrity Capital Management. So Integrity Capital Management originally started out as a property management firm, but we slowly transitioned to what is described as an incremental development firm that's focused on situational housing. I know most people say affordable, but we believe in creating housing for people that are actually in need and built to the end user. I believe everyone needs a home because when you have home, you have hope. The reality is that when you're building a business, one thing you don't think about is like what a true banking relationship means. And, I had the honor and privilege of meeting Debbie early on in my career when I was just trying to get going. And as a small business, it's really challenging at times because people don't understand the concept or not believe the longevity because you're just getting started. But Debbie was willing to take a chance on me, be patient with me. I almost look at it like a grassroots initiative. She's seen and believe what I'm about. Anybody that's really true about their business and want to get some things done, I would definitely trust hands down Emprise, because Deb's team, along with Aaron and Jackie and all the amazing people that work behind the scenes, even from the treasury side, I would say, hey, give them an opportunity, because you won't be disappointed and you will actually be in hands that actually somebody care and that will see you from start to finish.
Matt, I just sent you a tweet in the private chat. Will you go look at that tweet? This is from Chris Vianney from The Athletic. And
That's
yeah, he tweeted out, Chris Vianney covers college football, but he said, we're putting 3-8 teams in the hunt now. This shows a picture. I'll put it up on the screen with the tweet so people can see this on the video. Cleveland is in the hunt section of the graphic at 3-8. What? NBC, what are we doing, man? 3-8, you're gonna put Cleveland in the hunt?
You know what's great in a weird way? It's so devastating to the Jets, Titans, and Raiders, who are the only three teams not on.
Yes.
Like, they put the Browns in. They're like, no, not the Raiders. No.
Yeah, they do not have a shot.
It's like if you've ever watched Family Guy and there's just like, anyone just completely unaware of what I'm talking about. There's an episode where, like, I forget what they're talking about, but Peter, Quagmire, Joe, and Cleveland all like are like excited about some plan they have, and they like put their hands in, and then Seamus puts like his like peg leg in there, and then Peter's like, no, not you, not you. It's like the Seamus the Raiders. In this case, no, come on, please. Yeah, that's hilarious.
I thought that was funny. I've got some
20 is the Chiefs on fourth down.
Jesus, yeah, I've got some soul searching to do on the ass list, and
bro, they got to go down a couple slots. Like, they got to be like at least like mega ass at this point.
I think so. I think they really do.
They are one good fourth quarter away from not winning for a month.
Yeah. And truthfully, I know I was really drunk for that game. I still legitimately do not know how the Chiefs won that football game against the Colts. Like, I have gone back and I've watched it, and I'm like, how did they win that football game?
You know, it's funny. I went back and watched the last quarter of the game, and I was like, the defense is amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. The offense is still like kind of like just, it's like 3rd and 13 and like just a disaster. Let us never forget that in overtime, in a must win, like, you have to win this game in overtime.
Yeah. 2nd
and 10, the Chiefs were like, hey, Clyde Edwards-Helaire outside zone. Here it comes.
Man, did I tell you the story? Did I tell the story on the podcast about that?
If you did, you didn't do it on air, so go for it.
Okay. So I'm in section 111. Shout out to all the people who are watching or who are hanging out in section 111 during this game. And I saw Clyde Edwards-Helaire come into the game. And I said, why is he in the game? I said, why is Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the game right now? Why am I staring at number 26 right now? And I said, it's just going to be a shotgun run where he's going to run right into the back of him, right into the back of the offensive line. Watch. I was shouting this all around me to basically nobody, but just like shouting it because I was so frustrated that Clyde Edwards-Helaire was in the football game. And he immediately does that. And the guy 2 rows in front of me turns around and says, how did you know that? And I said, I've just watched so much of this team. And he said, you're a good fan, and shook my hand.
You're a good fan. Like it was like watching like a war breakout.
Right. And I was like, yeah, dude, I've just watched Clyde Edwards-Helaire run the football way too damn many times to know what's going to happen.
It's like the perfect encapsulation of everything that's gone wrong with this team this year.
Yeah.
Like, what is the thought? Listen, there are times that they do things I disagree with, but like, I understand why they're doing it. I just don't agree with like the thought process.
Yeah.
That is a quintessential example, big word on a Thanksgiving, quintessential example of why I look at them sometimes. I'm like, this is just not a serious team. Like, what is this? And I know it even worked on Thursday. I know it worked. What are you doing throwing to Jared Wiley on fourth? Like, what are you doing? And not like, look, it wasn't like some breakdown of a play that like he was like the fifth option. You designed that to go to Jared Wiley.
Yeah.
Like, this is it. Like, this is the best we can do. Also, I'm going to beat this drum till they do it. For the love of God, get under center and run a quarterback snake. Right. I mean, buddy, he's not going to die. It's okay. You can run him forward. Like, Mahomes is out there trying to truck stick safeties and linebackers every other play, and you're worried about him falling into the line? I don't care that like 87 years ago against Denver, he dislocated his kneecap on the freakiest player of all time, which, by the way, cost him like a game. Like,
yeah. He tried to come back in that game, by the way.
He didn't, He didn't have reconstructive surgery. Like, just, my God, like, just go forward. But I don't know how you felt. Well, I have an idea. Probably felt the worst call in that game, and it's not even close to me, is the second fourth down that they punted on.
Oh, yeah.
It was bad enough, 4th and 5, the Cowboys 49. Like, that was bad. And I am old school at this sometimes. Like, I'm more conservative than others. Buddy, it's 4th and 4 at the 44-yard line. Have you watched Dallas play against Kansas City's defense today? Like, I understand that if you don't get it there, you give them the ball at good field position. Andy, they're going to have good field position in 3 plays. Like, you stink defensively. And I got to tell you, that's a spot, and I know it's not his job. I get it. I'm not saying he needs to do this or anything. If I were Steve Spagnuolo, I would have gone up to him, but you need to go for this. Like, we cannot stop them.
Yeah.
I don't care if you pin them. Like, we are holding on for dear life right now. Like, you need to score. You need to score. And for him to punt that, I'm like, it's 4 yards, man. Are you kidding me? Against this defense, you can't get 4 yards? Again, these are the kinds of things you look at this team this year, like, they're just not serious. Like, this is just not a team that is truly in any rush to win these games. It's like, I don't know. I always say to my dad, it's like the dumbest possible way to play football every week. And they just see if they can overcome themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's this team. And like that 4th and 4 is a microcosm of it.
I know that's a little bit far out there for a Harrison Butker field goal, 261, but like, you have the highest paid kicker on your payroll. You might as well,
like, he's got the leg to hit it.
Yeah, try it at least. And I think Kent brought this up in the post game show. Yeah, Andy. It almost seems like Andy was trying to big brain it of just like, well, if we give it to them here, that he was so scared of Aubrey's leg too, of just like, well, now they got to go 10. They only got to go 5 yards or 10 yards before they're in Aubrey field goal range. So he tried to big brain it so much, and he was like scared of Aubrey's leg and not thinking about his own kicker or putting points up on the board. I think that also is an encapsulation of this year of just them trying to think too hard about stuff.
Correct.
Right. And it's so infuriating, especially these 4th down calls. Like, you have the best quarterback in the world, and he can usually make things happen. There was like a 3rd and 14 pretty early that Patrick Mahomes was like, I'll just do it myself. I'll just get 14 easy yards right now. Yeah. And you don't trust him to go under center, as you've talked about, and get a single yard. It's mind-boggling.
Joe. The Chiefs' win probability, according to the ESPN analytics, before they punted that ball, like going into that down, was 49.1, so essentially 50-50.
Yeah.
5 plays later, the Chiefs' win probability was 28.4.
Well, I think they gave back the yardage, so they kicked out at the Dallas 44.
Yes.
Yeah, and in those 5 plays, they were back, and they had a 32-yard penalty. That was the Trent McDuffie defensive pass interference that brought him all the way back to the Dallas 48. So in those 5 plays, they got that yardage right back, and it was all erased. And they went down to score a touchdown, right? And that field goal.
You feel, yeah. I don't understand. Like, I just don't understand. There's no logic to any of this. Like, there's no. I don't care that Brandon Aubrey. Look, man, if it's 4th and 4 at the 44, and you're up like 2 or 3 points with 2 minutes left, I still want the ball in 15's hands, but okay, I at least understand that logic. Like, hey, if we pin them here, they've got to move, especially on timeouts. So it's the third quarter.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Talking about it doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense the way they operate. And like, I know next week when they play Houston, I'm going to save everybody here at the time. Here's what's going to happen in this game. I don't know who's going to win. I don't know who's going to lose, but I can save everyone watching and listening at the time. They are going to give up a million pressures off the edge because their tackles are now really injured.
Traffic cones. Yeah.
Probably off the year. Okay. They're not going to chip because they just don't want to do it. So their answer to that is going to have Mahomes just running for his life the entire game.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, on defense, they'll play well against Houston because Houston has no offense.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
So like they'll take Collins to some degree out of the game, and like Houston just can't do anything else. This game is going to be a death match for 60 minutes of just the Chiefs will, to use your term, they will big brain themselves out of like 13 points.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you're ready for the dumbest turnover you've ever seen in your life and like 12 holding penalties and them just having to constantly try and overcome it. And it's like a Fairbairn Butker, like, can you top this match? Where it's just, it's like the old NBA Jam thing, like, from downtown.
Yeah.
Like, it'll just be that for the entire game. And then it's just an open question of like, can they get to like 20 points? Can they win like 20-17? And then we're going to go through the same thing as the Chargers because I don't care who they are. It's the Chiefs and Chargers. That game's coming down to the last 5 minutes.
Right.
And then, just from there. But I guess my overarching takeaway, 48 minutes into the podcast, is they're not good. Like, and we could talk about why, right? When we have, like, it can be the D-line, it could be the scheme, it could be the in-game decisions on fourth down, it could, like, whatever it is. At some point, as Bill Parcells famously said, like, you are what you are.
Yep.
You are what your record says you are. They're not a bad football team, but they're just a really average football team.
Right.
Like they're just, and I have been the guy, along with a lot of people who sat here most of the year, been like, look, I'm not going to panic. Like they have the pedigree, they have Mahomes, they have this coaching staff. Say whatever you want about them. And God knows I have it today. They have a fistful of rings. Like they're not dumb. They're not. Like Andy Reid's going to walk into Canton, and he should. Steve Spagnuolo might be the first coordinator ever to walk into Canton. Like, these are not guys who don't know football.
Right.
But this year has been a bad year for Andy Reid. And I wouldn't quite say it about Spags. I just think personnel-wise, they don't have the horses.
They only do so much, yeah.
Yeah. Although there have been games that haven't been throughout the way he's coached the team and whatever. But
sure.
It's just been, it's a year where for so many seasons, they have always made the winning play. And they just don't ever make the winning play this year. They just don't do it. They don't execute. And, the reality is like, yeah, they're the apex version of this team, especially in this conference. Yeah, it could be in Santa Clara. But like, they don't play like that often.
No.
That's the problem. Like if the team that played Detroit showed up every week, yeah, they're probably waltzing to the Super Bowl. But like that team literally hasn't shown up since the second half of the Commanders game?
Yeah.
I mean, even against the Colts, they played a great quarter, but like they've been persona non grata for a month. Like they just haven't bothered to show up.
Yeah.
And at some point, I don't care how talented you are. I think last year, myself included, kind of made people believe like, well, this team they'll just find any way to win. They'll just do it.
Yeah.
Because not only was it last year, but it was years prior. But like this year has shown there is a limit on that. Like at some point, Dallas didn't win the game today because they made a bunch of like unbelievably clutch plays. They won the game today because they have two great receivers and a really good quarterback. And they were just like, look, our receivers are better than your corners.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just going to beat you over the head to death with deep balls to Lamb and slants to Pickens. And there's nothing you're doing. That's it. And I remember when the Chiefs used to do that with Kelsey, where it was like 3rd and 6. Guess what, pal? I don't care if you put 9 guys on him. He's just beating whoever you put on him. Like he's just going to, I remember the year they beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl and they played Jacksonville that game. Mahomes hurt his ankle on.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the whole week, the talking points, even in Jacksonville, were got to stop Kelsey. Kelsey had 14 catches in that game.
Right.
It was just like, yeah, guess what? You're not gonna. Like, he's just better than whoever the hell he's against. And Rashee Rice, to his credit, by and large, like, you see that with him. He's just better than guys. You don't see that with the rest of this team often enough. You just don't. And part of that is the scheme. Part of that is maybe a lack of talent out of the backfield. Lack of talent. Like, Worthy, like, I think is talented, but, like, the way they use him is very strange.
Yeah.
And, like, you don't see that up front defensively. Like, you see it with Jones. The rest of these guys, they're just guys. They don't beat anybody one-on-one. They don't get any pressure. They don't say whatever you want about Frank Clark. There were times with Frank Clark, he just beat some guy like a drum. Like, they don't ever do that. And you don't do that. You are working on a razor's margin.
And that's what it's been this year. This year, this team has been living in the margins, and they have not been, they've been dying in the margins, I guess you could call it, because they were living in the margins last year. They're dying by the margins this year. And it's a game where the margin of error is so slim already in the NFL, especially now. This year, there's so much parity in this AFC, and like how bad that the AFC is and how much parity there has been. It almost makes this season a little bit more frustrating. Matt, we were kind of talking before the podcast about like, man, it really feels like a bummer the Chiefs aren't even going to make the playoffs in a AFC that is so bad. You look at their schedule, Matt, and let's talk about, I guess, moving forward here, because both you and I mean, I already said on the podcast to start the show, like, I feel like the lights are on. The lights are coming on, and you don't have anybody. You're not with anybody at the bar, right? The lights are on, and you're like, well, it's time to go home. We don't have anybody. We weren't dancing with anybody. We were sitting in the corner checking the weather app on our phone the whole night and didn't have anyone to dance with. I don't know if you ever did that in the club, Matt, but that was the boys' move back in the day. And you'd stand in the corner, didn't have anything going on your phone. You just get on the weather app, just check the weather.
Weather app.
Yeah, the weather app got a lot of use. I'm sure there's some people out there that I hope there's some people out there that understand that reference. But you're out here, lights come on, it's time to go home. You're not dancing with anybody. They got 5 games left, Matt.
Yep.
They're gonna have to win every single one of them. They play the Texans at home on Sunday Night Football next week.
God almighty, I forgot that's in prime time.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. There's no escaping it. All right.
Yeah, bless us. We're going to have to record a podcast after that. That's going to be fun. Oh, dude, imagine if they lose that game. Yeah, you got to record 3. That's going to suck. Imagine if they lose that game.
Oh, I can imagine it.
Yeah, it's actually pretty easy to imagine that one, actually. I shouldn't have said that. Chargers at home at noon. At least it's a noon game against the Chargers. And it won't matter if they lose to the Texans, probably. Noon away to the Titans. Christmas Day at home, or Christmas night, I should say.
Thank God it's always at night.
Yeah, thank goodness it is at night against the Broncos, and then at the Raiders, which will probably be a Saturday game at this rate.
At this rate, it might be like a Wednesday afternoon game.
Yeah, at this rate, they might play it in Cancun because both teams will probably already be there.
Get that group rate on the airfare. Call up Southwest. Hey, boys, we got 106 plus coaching staff. We're heading in.
But okay, out of those 5 games, do you think that they went out?
I guess I'd answer it this way. If you said to me, do I think that, like, no, I don't. I think they will be the Titans and the Raiders. I just cannot imagine them losing those games. Like, as much as they've been all over the place, those teams are so bad.
They're bad. Yeah.
I just, especially the Raiders, like, my God, man, if they do somehow get that game 10-6, and like it's a win-in scenario, they're not losing that team. That'd be one game. Mahomes will win that game by himself if he has to.
Yeah.
So it's kind of an odd thing, right? Like, those are the 2 road games. Those are the games where, like, we're not going to lose those games.
Yeah. Well, they've been awful on the road this year. They've been the most road losses. Yes, the most road losses ever in Patrick Mahomes' career. It's tied for the most in Andy Reid's tenure as a Chief, and then back in 2013.
They're hideous.
Yes.
Ironically, they've been gangbusters in their own building.
Right.
I guess I'd put it this way. I'll put it this way. I think if they win the next two games, which are the Texans and the Chargers, I think they'll make the playoffs. Because the two of the last three are the Titans and the Raiders.
Yep.
And I think it's one of those things with the Broncos, man. I think if they go into that game, like if we win this game, we're going to the playoffs. I also now, because the Chiefs have lost 6, like, does Denver even care? Like, that game's not going to matter.
No, that game doesn't. It
matter maybe for seeding, but like they're going to win the division.
Right.
So
can Denver catch New England? New England's schedule's so booty butt ass cheeks that I don't even know if they can.
Yeah, technically they're game back.
I guess so. Yeah.
I mean, look, I guess I would say so. Look, could they lose to Denver? Yes, but I got to be honest. As much as like the Chiefs have just been a disaster, if they went to that game knowing like we win this game, we go to the playoffs. They're at home in a short. I think they'd probably find a way to win the game. But I'm going to be honest. No, I don't. I don't think they're going to win out because I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't think they're going to be Houston.
I don't have warm and fuzzies about the Houston game. I'll tell you that.
Houston's playing really well, and I'll say one thing about Houston. They are going to defensively. They're going to kick Kansas City's ass all over the field in that game. The Chiefs can't block with these tackles. The Chiefs can't beat man coverage. Well, guess what Houston can do? They can just get in man coverage all night long and lock you up. And D'Amico Ryans in that defensive scheme against what is apparently like a scheme from 1937 with the Chiefs. I'm not going to say they can't win. I mean, they're going to be favored. Like they could win the game, but it's just, I will say this. If they beat Houston, I think they will beat the Chargers. But, I don't know. No, I just feel like what evidence is there? This team's winning 5 games in a row.
It's a great point.
Like, what evidence is there? I mean, you could even look at it like, if you believe the Titans and the Raiders are such jokes, like they're just going to win those games. And I kind of do, frankly.
Yeah.
It's basically, can they win the 3 home games? Can they win those 3 games at home? Like, in a vacuum, you'd probably pick them in those games. But, like, I just feel like there's just going to be one of those games that's just going to play a complete ass and lose.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's it. And we're going to be looking at a playoffs with, like, Pittsburgh and Jacksonville and Daniel Jones and Bo Nix and, like,
Daniel Jones on a broken fibula.
Yeah, it's like it's going to be the Rams and Bo Nix, and the Rams are going to win that game by 87 points.
Boat race them, yeah.
Good night.
You thought last year's Super Bowl was boring. Get a load of this one.
I mean, the fan of me would love to see him make the playoffs, just from the standpoint of like the AFC is such a joke. I would just like to just see them like get in. And also, I'm going to be honest, it's embarrassing as hell not to make the playoffs. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah. And this AFC?
You're not going to make the playoffs, this team, in this conference. Mahomes being upright should be enough to make the playoffs every year.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know, man. Do you? I'll turn to you, and then we can just, I guess we can go. Do you think they're going to win out?
No, I don't. I don't get the warm and fuzzies against the Broncos. I don't get the warm and fuzzies against the Texans. I think the Texans game is going to be a brutal matchup, just as with all the things that you laid out with they love main coverage. Yeah, they're going to
or something. Yeah.
Yeah, offensively, it might be a nightmare for them. The Chargers, I'm just like so indifferent about that game, but like as you mentioned, it's a Chargers game, so it's going to come down to the last 5 minutes. Yeah. It's going to be it'll be a 1-possession game. Whoever has the ball last type of deal. The Titans Raiders are dog shit, so like they'll beat them. But like those 3 home games, I don't feel good about any of those matchups. Like this team, like we talked about this, I think last week, is like I've got zero feel for this team of like who's going to show up, what's going to do. And like when we talked about why every team in the NFL sucks, what was about the Chiefs is they were inconsistent, and they still have shown that week after week after week of how inconsistent they are. And that's why I just don't feel good. I don't know if they can string 5 straight together. They barely strung 3 together with the Lions, who had everyone and their mother hurt in their secondary. The Raiders, who are the Raiders, and the Commanders. Really, you're looking at one good half against the Commanders.
Look, honestly, all these games, man, to me, I know it's like cherry picking.
Yeah.
They don't make the playoffs because of that Jags game.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
I mean, that game was just, I've never seen a team of their caliber piss their pants like that. I mean, that was just unbelievable how bad that was. And I should say I've never seen. I mean, I've seen it, but that was incredible. I guess I put it this way. I really believe this. To me, it's about these next 2 games. If they beat the Texans and the Chargers, and I hear you. Like, look, they could definitely lose to Denver. If they beat the Texans and the Chargers, if I'm just being really honest, they would never say this. But, like, okay, and assuming they kill Tennessee,
right?
They're going to go into that Denver game thinking, if we win this game, like, we're going to the playoffs. And I could be wrong. I think that's like the ultimate, even in the regular, like a kitchen sink game with them. Like, we will just do whatever we have to do to win. Like, if if Spags has 10 blitzes to just try to basically hit Bo Nixon to next month, like, they're just going to do it. I think they would win that game. I think it's the next 2 games. Can they beat Houston and the Chargers back to back at home? If they do it, then I would say, I think they will. But I don't have any faith they're going to do it. Like, I don't know, man. And I wondered too. I mean, you were at the game against Indy.
Mm-hmm.
The crowd was so into that game.
Yeah.
I feel like there's going to be a different vibe against Houston.
It has to be.
Almost just an indifferent, like, you guys stink, man. Like, we've done everything we can to support you. We've been patient as hell with this. But, like, at some point, you're just not good. If the Chiefs had I don't even look. No, I mean, I hope for Juwan Taylor's sake he's healthy. But, like, Jalen Moore stepping in is not the end of the world there.
Sure. Yeah.
It's the left tackle.
Yeah.
Like, that is just.
That's the one when I saw the news that, like, he's out indefinitely with a broken or dislocated wrist
and fractured wrist. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was just like, pack it up. That's kind of what I was just like, man, that one's going to hurt because you have to have now a backup left tackle and a backup right tackle.
I mean, I don't know what the injury is with Taylor. I know it's triceps, which is not usually.
Not great. Yeah.
I mean, they're going to, Andy's not going to have a choice whether he likes it or not. They're going to have to just double that inside every play against Houston. The Chargers, you can get away with it maybe a little bit more, the Titans, the Raiders, whatever. But, like, you're going to have to double on that side every play. And, like, let's face it, we all know, like, Mahomes, one thing about him, like, if he doesn't trust his protection, he's just going to get happy feet. He's going to throw the ball quick. I'm like, I'll tell you what they're going to have to do against Houston. They're going to have to run the fucking ball.
Yeah.
They're going to have to run the ball in that game.
Dameon Pierce legacy game, baby. Here we go.
That'd be unbelievable. But he'll like 3 carries for like 58 yards and a touchdown, and he'll just never see the ball again.
Yeah.
I think for me, they got to win the next 2 games. If they do that, then you're basically asking me if I think they'll beat Denver in like a winner go home game. And like, yeah, I do. I think they have to have it at home. Yeah, I'm not taking Bo Nix over Mahomes in like what's essentially a playoff game for them.
Right.
But there's also part of me, I'm going to be honest, it feels like a stay of execution. It's like, all right, the only reason you'd have any confidence is just the AFC stinks.
Yeah.
That's it, man. That'd be the reason. Like, you just get in and go, all right, well, these teams suck. Like, I don't know, like maybe they just get hot, but if they go 10-7, is there any shot this team makes the playoffs?
Well, see, that's the interesting part because you're looking at the playoffs right now. Ahead of them in the wild card spots are the Chargers, the Jags, and the Bills, and
all 7-4.
Yes, all 7-4. The Texans are 6-5 right now ahead of them. So the Texans game is doubly important because they would have the head-to-head matchup over them because everyone else I just talked about, the Chargers, the Jags, and the Bills, they do not have the head-to-head over. So they would automatically win that tiebreaker. They obviously have the head-to-head over Baltimore, the Chiefs are in the 9 spot now. Baltimore is in the 10 spot. And they have the potential to, the Chiefs moved up. And they have the potential to split with the Chargers, so then it would go then to AFC conference record, which the conference record
AFC West, which the Chiefs lost to Denver and the Chargers, but the Chargers
won. Right. The Chargers right now, are they still 3-0? Yeah, they are 3-0 in the division. Holy cow! Yeah, 4-0. Yeah, and then like again, if you go to conference record though, too, when for these other head-to-heads. For teams that they wouldn't play, which I guess there really isn't one right now. Like Pittsburgh. Say Pittsburgh or the Dolphins get in there, right? Let's just live in that world. The Chiefs division record or conference record is dog shit. It's 3-4.
Yes.
And they're not beating anybody in that tiebreaker. So they don't have really any tiebreakers in their pocket right now.
So they essentially, look, let's assume the Bills are just going to get in. They're going to win 10, 11 games, whatever. Like the Chiefs, they need to beat out Houston.
Yep.
Well, two of Houston, the Jags, and the Chargers. Now, I can make the case, especially if the Chiefs beat the Chargers, which they're going to have to.
Yeah.
If they beat them, I can make the case the Chargers lose 8 games. Because the Chargers have to go to Denver. They could definitely lose that game.
Right.
They could definitely lose to Philadelphia. And they play the Texans as well. So they could lose. Also, with the Chiefs and the Chargers, the divisional record, they would need the Chargers to lose another game in the division to make it go to common games. And I don't have the brain power right now to do common games.
No.
But, well, here, real quick. The Chargers.
They got boat raced by the Jags.
Well, the Chargers, so the non-common games, what you have to think about, it's just 3 of them. So they beat the Vikings. The Chiefs beat the Lions. The Chargers beat the Dolphins. The Chiefs lost to the Bills. It actually helps them in the common games thing. And then the AFC North, the Chiefs beat the Ravens. The Chargers beat the Steelers. The Chiefs would win that tiebreaker. So if the Chargers lose to the Chiefs and the Broncos, and the Chiefs don't lose one of these divisional games, but see, this is where the Swills go, right? Like the Chiefs are just going to have to win their games.
Yeah, they have to win all of them.
The division. So
yeah,
and the one is like the Titans. So
fake team.
The Jags, I don't think are going to lose 4 games. They play the Cardinals. No, they play the Jets and they play the Titans twice.
Yeah. So they play the Colts, Jets, Broncos, Colts, Titans is how their final 5.
So they're not losing more. So the Chiefs would have to beat out the Chargers and the Texans, which they could. I mean, the Texans could definitely lose.
Yeah.
Especially if the Chiefs beat them. All the Texans have to do is lose one more game. They got the Colts twice.
Yeah, the Texans play the Colts this week.
They'll probably lose another game.
Yeah.
So they'd probably beat them out. The question would be, would they beat the Chargers out? Maybe, like, I don't know. Or if the Bills just completely fall apart, but they're probably have to win out. And I think, again, like we talked about, we're at an hour 10, we can cut this thing. But I mean, I think we both agree, like, they should beat the Titans and Raiders by 1 billion points. It's going to come down.
If they don't, there's a problem.
Well, there are problems, but that'd be the most fitting thing in the world. They win these next 4, then they lose to the Raiders. Just get killed by Geno Smith. Like these
in a building Mahomes has never lost in.
Yeah. He has more playoff wins than the Raiders, though.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, listen, I think they're probably going to win out.
Yeah, they have, yeah.
If they win out, they'll make the playoffs. If they win out, they'll get in. But
sure,
they're going to have to win out. And to me, it's about the 3 home games. Can you win them? They got 2 of them. They got a long weekend going into this game against the Texans, but they're beat to shit now. I mean, there's a real shot they're going to have 3 backup offensive linemen going against Houston.
Yeah.
Good luck, man.
Against that Houston defense who just had 8 sacks against the Buffalo Bills.
You know what you're going to need in that game? A great game plan. And I am not feeling ultra snazzy about this team having a game plan. So we'll see. We'll see.
Plenty of football for you this weekend. There are a lot of good games. Black Friday football, Chicago at Philly. That's at 2 p.m. As we mentioned, the games in the division. Denver at Washington is a Sunday night game this week. 3:25 Vegas at LA. The Chargers, they'll be taking on that game. Obviously, other games of interest too. Houston at Indianapolis. That's a noon kickoff. Jacksonville at Tennessee. We'll be watching those games as well. The Monday night game should be a decent one. Well, it's Giants at Patriots. So probably not. Jameis is starting, I think, still. So I should be. Wait, this is start 3 for Jameis. So this is when we'll start fall apart for Jameis. Yeah. Those first 2 starts were quite fun though for Jameis. Caught a touchdown pass.
Yeah. He did. By the way, do you see this? It's I'm assuming this is, I think think it's on it's on Instagram, like Frozen Charge, this account that like tweeted out that Steve Tasker passed away. And
I see that.
So it's I'll just say, so it's a picture of Steve Tasker, who, if anyone's not aware of Steve Tasker, he was a great special teams player for the Bills. Like, so great that he literally almost went to the Hall of Fame over just like being a gunner.
Yeah.
And like the graphic shows that he, like, 1986 to 2025, and it's like he passed away at the age of 62.
Right.
And
yeah.
Also, like, he became an NFL player in like 1985. And people are like, in the guy go, R.I.P. R.I.P. And Steve Tasker tweets out a screen grab of it. And he's like, I'm fine.
Yeah. That's Facebook for you, man.
That's it.
Awesome. I'm super glad that Facebook's still kicking, man. I tell you what, there's some crazy stuff that you see on there, like what people just like make up with like AI pictures, and everyone's just like, yep, I think that's real.
We are a dumb society.
We are. We let a football game ruin our Thanksgiving. We come up with Thanksgiving. That's kind of crazy to think about.
I'm ready to lie down.
So am I. All right. That's going to do it for that football show. Thank you guys for watching, listening, supporting us here on the podcast. Before Matt and I go lay down, let me check see if we got any podcast reviews. As always, if you leave a 5-star rating review, I will read it on the podcast. If it's a 5-star rating interview.
If it's 4 stars, go to hell.
Right. This is from 3 days ago. Yeah, we wouldn't have read that if it was 3 days ago.
No.
3 days ago, that football show from Chief and VA. Matt and Tucker are the mega powers of Chief football podcasters. Thank you, BJ, for giving us these guys for giving these guys a place to entertain us regardless of the score of the game. Take it from Barry World. This is the best show. Wow. Thank you so much.
I appreciate that. I hope we, the last hour and 15 minutes provided people with a few laughs and maybe therapy.
Yeah, it's true. I really thought we were going to talk about more games in the NFL this week, but then there just like kept being things that I wanted to bitch and complain about this football team and how much it pissed me off. But we'll be back on Monday. We'll have a show after. Let's see. Who's the Sunday night game? Can we record in the middle of that Sunday night game? I just read the schedule.
I don't even know who it is. Oh, it's
Denver, Washington. We'll probably record during it. I don't know. We'll see.
I started recording my post-game podcast on my Patreon during the fourth quarter of the Dallas Chiefs game.
I saw that you had posted it. I did a 30-minute podcast, and I was like, the game's not been over for 30 minutes, man.
Started doing it with like 4 minutes left. I was like, I'm done with this. Like, I don't even get to see the way this game ends. I was like, this team is a disaster, and there's no way they're winning this game.
That's my favorite behind the curtains moment of us ever is when we recorded the preseason podcast or the preseason game 3. We recorded this show halftime of the preseason game.
We didn't mention the score because like the Bears kept coming back.
Yeah, and
so I don't want to say they won or they yeah.
It's very funny if you go back and you watch that podcast, knowing that we recorded at halftime. You keep seeing both of us look over and see the Bears keep scoring touchdowns and being like, are they going to blow this game? And they did because they left Tyson Bagent in for the rest.
As it turns out, that game really was a microcosm of what was coming.
Damn.
Just a total fucking inability to do anything in a critical moment. Like just nothing. Those fourth stringers knew, man, and they handled the assignment.
They did. All right, that's going to do it for us. From Verderame and Tucker Franklin, we will see you guys on Monday. Appreciate you guys listening all the way until the very end of the podcast. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let us know how you feel in the comment section below. Leave that 5-star rating and review. Go check out our Solar KC raffle as well. GiveButter.com/KCS and Soul. Link is in the description as well. Go get those tickets. Help out those kids at Operation Breakthrough. Help us help them with their Christmas store. So that's going to do it for this episode on Friday. Go watch football. Go enjoy some family. The Chiefs can't hurt you this weekend. So take that time to avoid watching Chiefs football. Watch other football.
Reflect.
Yeah.
Think about things you could do with your family.
take a long walk, hopefully not off a short pier, and
Traffic, yeah.
or into traffic. You can actually do either of those if you want, I guess. We didn't endorse it though.
My wife had to tackle me.
Right.
I was headed for the main road.
Headed for the
I was like starting the second quarter. It's like, it's Thanksgiving. I was like, I don't care.
Yeah. All right. We love you guys. Thank you so much for sticking all the way to the end. We'll talk to you on Monday.